Does your gym pass the 1 second test? Here's an experience that probably everybody watching this has had. You've probably walked into a restaurant, a new restaurant for the first time, and you walked in, you opened the door, and you looked around, and you went, oh shit. And in a split second, you determined that this was not a place that you should eat, right? Something was off. Like, you ever been like where there's nobody there, and you always like make eye contact with the owner or the waitress, and it's like you can't leave? Or like it's dirty, or there's just something off. Well, let me tell you what you did. In a split second, your mind took a snapshot of everything in your environment, and it ran through kind of this internal checklist of what you need to see when you walk into a restaurant for it to be suitable for you to eat. Now, if I asked you, even right now, what's on that checklist, you probably couldn't articulate it. If I asked you in that split second, how did you know that this wasn't a restaurant that you shouldn't eat at? Most people can't articulate it at all, let alone in the split second that your mind makes those decisions. So you don't have seconds. You've got 1 second, maybe less than a second is how fast the brain works. So when somebody enters your gym, one of two things are gonna happen. Either they're gonna go, oh shit, what did I do? I made a mistake here. And they're gonna look for a way to get out. And you've had this experience too, where you've walked into a restaurant for the first time and you walk in and you're like, whoa, this place is cool. Or somebody could walk into your gym and have that experience of, whoa, this is like the place I've been waiting for. So understand that everybody throughout all the daily interactions of their life are kind of like establishing their criteria for what is a place that they'll do business with and a place that they won't do business with. So one of the things you really want to pay a lot of attention to is all of the firsts that happen in the customer experience. What's the first interaction with your business? The way somebody answers the phone can set the right course for the entire relationship. What do they see when they walk in the door? What images are there? What words are there? Who greets them? How pleasant are they? Are they prepared to meet them? So think about all the firsts. The first time they pick up the phone or they send you an email, your first response to them, the first moment they walk in the door, the first person they meet, the first workout they do, the first class they join, the first referral they give, the first time they decide to stay on for more months. You've got to understand that all of these decisions are running through someone's criteria for making those decisions and what they need to be in place during those decisions. So I spent a big portion of my life as a professional baseball scout. I worked for a bunch of teams, and one of my jobs for one team was to run the open tryout every year. And without doubt, every year somebody would say, hey, how do I stand out at this tryout? Now, ultimately, when you get to that level, it's your talent. There's nothing you're going to do extra that's going to say, oh, there he is. You got to be able to do it on the field. But I will say this to everybody: give them no other reason to cut you. What do I mean by that? Show up on time. Greet the coaches, shake their hands, look them in the eye, thank them for their time. Wear your uniform properly, wear your hat properly, run out every ball, hustle, play hard, be cool to the other people. Help out. Don't throw your helmet. Make sure you run everything out. Thank the scout or the coach who's running the event for their time. All of those things are not going to make you into a Major League Baseball player, but I'm going to tell you that I sat in a room one time where a coach was picking a team, and it came down to two guys. And the one coach said, you know what? That guy threw his helmet and cursed that one time. Screw him, let's take the other guy. It was that thin that somebody's dreams came true because they behaved properly, and somebody's dreams were squashed because they didn't. So give them no reason to cut you. Evaluate everything from your customer's point of view, not from yours. Have somebody else walk through your gym, have somebody else go through your process, have somebody else respond, and let them tell you what's right and what's wrong, because when you're inside of this situation too much, you kind of become blind to it. They always say if you buy a house in front of the ocean, in a certain period of time, you stop seeing the ocean because you see it every day. It just blends into the background. That's what happens. So Give them no reason to cut you, and make sure you're checking out all of the firsts that your client's going through in your business, and make sure you can check off all those boxes of what they need to see, what they need to feel, what they need to hear, what they need to experience in order to become a long-term client of yours.